What's up, everybody? It is DJ, the Sports Blurred, and I am back. You guys see what time it is. I got my Ohio State hat, I got my Ohio State polo, and we're going to talk about just an absolute travesty what the NCAA just gave Michigan as a punishment. See, the NCAA to me is an absolute joke. I'm going to get into what Michigan did, but let me give you some context first. So, Ohio State and Jim Tressel. You guys already know what happened with the tattoo gate. Jim Tressel was a Hall of Fame coach who was pretty much excommunicated out of Ohio State unceremoniously because some of his players were trading memorabilia for tattoos, right? We got a postseason ban, a 2-year postseason ban because of that. We got fined, and then obviously the big thing, we lost one of the greatest head coaches in the history of college football in Jim Tressel. And what happened in Michigan, in my opinion, was far more significant. It was significantly worse than anything that Jim Tressel did. I remember going back to one of the reasons why the NCAA hit Ohio State so hard was because they said Jim Tressel lied. Well, it's funny that they say that because Sherrone Moore, the head coach, is a multiple. This is what they said. This is what the NCAA said, not the Sports Blur. They said he is a repeat violator. He went back, deleted text messages between he and Connor Stallions, and then he just barely gets any type of punishment. Michigan, before the season, suspended him for 2 measly games. They suspended him for Central Michigan, and then they suspended him for Nebraska. They were going to let him coach versus New Mexico State, which is the first game of the season for Michigan, and then also they were going to let him coach at Oklahoma. The NCAA gave him one more game as a suspension, which is going to be the first game, which is a joke, guys. If Michigan is who they say they are, they don't need Sherrone Moore on the sidelines versus New Mexico State. Absolutely not. Or New Mexico. I can't remember which team it is. They needed him against Oklahoma. He should have gotten, in my opinion, at least a 5-game suspension, right? But to let him be suspended for 1 game, come back for their biggest game, and then, let him be suspended for 2 cheap games, I never agreed with that. Michigan pretty much just said, we'll make up our own punishment. Like, how do you do that? How do you do something wrong and then say, you know what, we'll make up our own punishment? And that punishment that they made up was an absolute joke. Let's get back into it, though. Michigan will be fined they're going to be fined portions of their playoff and postseason games, which I've heard, estimates of upwards to $20 to $30 million. That is a hefty fine. I do think that is fair, but I think that, they should have had a postseason ban. They should have had a postseason ban like Ohio State got for way less. They just showed a lack of institutional uncontrol or whatever it was called. I forget the name of it. Let's go into Jim Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh, who is currently right now, serving a 4-year show clause punishment. If you don't know what show clause is, that's pretty much the NCAA saying, if you want to hire this guy to work for your program, you're going to have to show us that he is a grade 1, level A model citizen, right? And it's almost impossible to do that. It's essentially is an employment ban. He got 10 years tacked on to the 4 years he has. It doesn't really matter. Jim Harbaugh was probably never coming back to the NCAA to begin with. Now, Connor Stallions, I assume that at some respect, some levels, Connor Stallions wanted to be a coach, whether that be a coordinator, whether that be a head coach himself. I'm assuming that he really wanted to be a coach. He got an 8-year show clause ban, which serves him well. To do all that cheating, to do all that talking, he's been talking crap on Twitter or X, whatever you call it. He's been talking so much during all this. Oh, nothing's going to happen. Oh, we're good. We weren't really cheating. I'm so glad that they dealt with him. And then Denard Robinson. If you don't know Denard Robinson, I'm going to put this up right here. He was the last pretty much cover artist or athlete on the NCAA football games before it went away. He got a 3-year. I'm super disappointed in the ruling. I just felt like they deserved more. All the cheating, the deleted text messages, and then to just do a self-imposed punishment over 2 weak components. Like, I just didn't feel like it was enough. I'm just a guy in his basement talking about college football. I have no power when it comes to any of this. I want to know what you guys think, though. Am I off base for thinking that Michigan got away easy? Or they got away light? I mean, listen, $20 to $30 million fine. I think that's fair. Connor Stallions banishing him to the Shadow Realm. That's fair. But for Sharon Moore to be, in the NCAA's own words, a repeat violator and barely, in my opinion, get a slap on the wrist, I just think it's crazy to me. I watched Jim Tressel pretty much get just ripped through the shreds of the newspapers. I just saw everybody talking so badly about him, and I saw all these people from Michigan saying, "Oh, we're a program with high integrity. We're a program with high moral, high character. We would never do anything that what they're doing down there in Columbus. I can't believe it." And then look at them. Look at what they're doing. It's the ones who talk the most, who have the most to hide at times, guys. But let me know down in the comments below. Let me know if you think the punishment was fair. Let me know if you think you would have gone, less severe on them. Let me know if you think they would have gone more severe on them. I just wanted to come out and make this short video and kind of give my thoughts, but I just think it's highway robbery, and I think Michigan got away with one. Should have never done what they were doing, but then to not even get a postseason ban is just lunacy to me. At the very least, give them 1 year. And then let me say one more thing. Michigan has been cheating for so long. Sharon Moore was an interim head coach because Jim Harbaugh was cheating. Do you guys remember that? The first time Sharon Moore coached against Ohio State, he coached as the interim head coach because of all the cheating that they were doing then. The year that they won the national championship, that should be stripped away. They stripped Ohio State's wins away. They stripped Ohio State's accolades away. That should have been ripped away from them too. I just don't understand why it wasn't. They did so much more. Or maybe I'm just salty and I just don't like that program. Who knows? Let me know what you guys think. My blood pressure is way too high right now. I probably need to just drink a water right now and cool down. But I thank you guys. I can't thank you guys enough for checking in. Again, like, comment, subscribe if you're already here. Take care, guys.